In this video, I'm going to show you how to add a paycheck or salary income reminder into Quicken. I'm sure we've all seen a pay stub before, and we know what this looks like. So if we look at the gross income, it's $731.08, but the actual deposit amount is down here, $634.23. Well, how do we get to that amount, and why is it important? Well, because your employer automatically deducts these amounts from your paycheck. You have federal income, state, Medicare, Social Security, local tax, retirement, in some cases you might have that, child support. It's going to help you in a couple different ways. One of them being at the end of the year when it's time to fill out your tax form. These numbers are going to be very important when filling out tax forms. Also, when creating a budget, you don't want to use the gross amount up here. It's not going to be correct. You want to use the net down at the bottom, which is the $634.23. So how do we set this up in Quicken? Well, first, you want to go over to Planning, click on the Tax Center tab. All the way on the right, you can see Add Paycheck. So there's two different ways that you can add a paycheck into Quicken. Simplified is to add the net amount, which is basically the same thing as adding an income reminder. If you select the next tab here, that is where it goes, directly into the income reminder. It's okay if you want to keep track of your net income. You don't care about deductions or taxes or anything like that. It's okay for keeping track of budgeting or projected balance, so the simplified version is good for that. Or you can click on the gross amount, which is what we're going to do in this video, which is going to help keep track of everything for taxes, deductions, etc. from the paycheck. And it's also good for tax planning. So click Next, and then this is where we want to select either your paycheck or the spouse's paycheck. It's nice that it keeps it separate. So for the video purpose here, I'm just going to call this My Job in the company name. You can add a memo if you need to, and click Next. So make sure that the deposit is going into the correct account. In this case, it's Huntington. And where it starts on, select the date. That's going to be the next payday. And for this video, we'll say the 10th. You can always change the reminder if you need to. You can change it to automatically enter if you want. I'm just going to keep it for every 2 weeks. This button takes you back to the Add Income Reminder, and we don't want that. So for earnings, this is here where we're going to add this information from the pay stub. The gross pay was $731.08, so I'm going to enter that. And then you can scroll down, you can see the different options that are available. There's salary, bonus, profit sharing, vacation. It all depends on what's on your pay stub. You can add them at any time you want. So the next category here is pre-tax deductions. Maybe you have a 401k. Spending account maybe. This would be things that are taken away from your check before taxes or pre-tax. So here's where we're going to enter our information. Federal tax was $16.95. The state tax was $9.35. Social Security was $45.33. Medicare is $10.60. There was no disability on here, but there is local tax. So you want to edit. I'm going to change the category to local income tax. And if that's not there, you can add a new category, whatever you need to do. The name we want to change also to local tax. So the amount was $14.62. If there's any other lines that you need, you can click on this and add other tax. So here's where you're going to find your after-tax deductions. So click the drop-down menu and you can see the different items there. Again, you can customize this to what your paycheck is, or what you're forced to pay. So here's the deposit account. We have Huntington in here already. The amount is $634.23, which is the net amount deposited. Click Done. So if you started this job in the middle of the year and you want to update your year-to-date information, this is where you would do this. But since we're starting the job at the beginning of January 2025, I don't need to enter this information, so I'm going to select that and click OK. So if we go back to the account that your paycheck is entered into, if you selected the option for the reminder to enter automatically, then you won't need to do anything. This will enter on the date that it's supposed to. But since I like to do mine manually, I'm going to right-click, enter this reminder, and here is where you can change the salary if you worked more hours or less, and then obviously the tax will be different. So for this video I'm just going to simplify it and add some numbers here. Change it, simplify it, so make it easy for this video. So you're going to notice down the total there, Quicken automatically calculates it and puts the deductions there. And then it'll calculate the correct net pay, which we see is $695 down here. Gross was $800, and subtract $105, and that brings you to your net. Click Enter at this point, and that paycheck has been entered. Now you can change these after if you need to. You just click the little green check mark and it brings that box up. So this is how you enter a paycheck into Quicken with your federal taxes and other deductions on it. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please click the like and subscribe and keep on the lookout for future videos.